Hi everyone, happy Saturday. I hope that everyone is doing well today. I hope that today you guys are safe. I hope that everyone is taking the proper precautions. And I just wanted to come on today to do a check in and to see how everyone is doing. So, happy Saturday. I am coming to you live from sunny Atlanta. It's actually very warm today. It's nice outside. It's beautiful. The sun is shining and it looks like it's going to be a great day. I hope that where you are, that it's also wonderful. I hope that you're having good weather. And most of all, I just hope that you're safe and I hope that everyone in your family is doing well. So thank you for joining me. If you are joining me today, then just say hi in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, then just put replay in the comments as well. If you have any questions, you can leave those as well, and I'll definitely come back and make sure that I answer them. If you know someone who might benefit from this live as well, then you can tag them in the comments, or you can just share the video. Share it, like it, hearts are great as well. I just appreciate all of that. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Lisa Herbert. I'm a board-certified family physician, best-selling author, speaker, and executive leadership coach. And I help physicians transition into leadership roles so they can be the respected voice in healthcare. Hi, Dr. Erica. Thanks for joining. So again, if you're joining me this morning, or this afternoon rather, thank you. It's a great day here in Atlanta. I hope that where you are watching live from as well, that the weather is great. And again, I just hope most of all that you're safe, that you're doing well, and that your family is doing well. Again, please share this video, tag other people so that they can know that I'm on live and watch it as well. And I wanted just to come on today and share some important information with you. So today I wanted to talk about how you protect your emotional well-being during this pandemic. We are at a very heightened, part of our being, with the coronavirus. And I wanted to just make sure that people are, watching out for each other and that you're protecting your emotional well-being, which is so important, especially during heightened times when there's fear, when there's anxiety, when people have a lot of questions, when they're not really sure about what's going to happen tomorrow or next week or next month. So it becomes really important for us to make sure that we are protecting our emotional well-being. Hi, Cordelia, thanks for watching. Hi, Val, thanks for watching. So again, I wanted to come on today just to talk about how we protect our emotional well-being during this pandemic. And that is really important. It's just as important as, all of the measures that we're following, obviously, to protect our physical health, which is important. But I want to make sure that we're also protecting our emotional health as well. So we know that our emotional wellness, our emotional well-being is actually tied to our physical well-being. It's the mind, body, spirit. It's all intertwined, it's all interconnected. So it becomes important that we really get to know and manage our emotions and learn how to manage them effectively, especially during times of uncertainty. So first of all, let's just talk about what emotional well-being is. Like, what's the definition? What does that even mean? Well, the National Center of Emotional Wellness describes your emotional wellness or your emotional well-being as the understanding, the awareness, and the acceptance of your emotions, and then how you use those emotions during challenging times, during times of stress, and during times of uncertainty. So it's making sure that you are just staying in tune with yourself and in tune with what's happening with your emotions, right? Because again, we are in a time which is different than what we've had in a very long time. There's a lot of, again, fear and panic and anxiety going on, and it becomes important for us to check in and stay in tune with our emotions. So we really need to understand, what that means, and then why it's important to really have and protect your emotional well-being. So when you're emotionally well, what happens is that you learn to shift and you learn to slow down and you learn to evaluate your emotions so that you can have a proper response to things that are going on around you. When you're emotionally well, you slow down, you evaluate, you look at your emotional pattern, what's happening with you right now, so that you can make the right decisions for you and your family, so that your decisions are not made swiftly, so that you are not vulnerable to maybe scams that even might be out there that people will use sometimes to prey on those who are fearful or who are filled with anxiety. It becomes important to stay in tune with your emotions so that you make the right decisions, so that you slow down, so that you evaluate, so that you rely on the facts, right? That you don't rely on what your neighbor tells you or your uncle is telling you. That you really rely on what the facts say, what the facts are, and you respond appropriately. So that's what emotional wellness is. What happens over time when you start to operate based on your emotions, that becomes your go-to. So then you always operate out of fear. You always operate out of anxiety. You always operate out of panic. So again, you're not really evaluating the situation. You're not slowing down. You're not practicing mindfulness. And you're making decisions based on emotions, which is not the best thing to do. When we're fearful, unfortunately, we feel that we're fearful basically of the outcome. We're fearful of what's going to happen next. And fear can sometimes take over and it can paralyze us. So again, it becomes really important to make sure that you're in tune with your emotions. So I'm going to give you some ways in which you can start to protect your emotional well-being during this time. And hopefully some of these things will be helpful for us and for you to get through the next couple of days and the next couple of weeks, as we start to hopefully contain what's going on. So the first thing that I wanted to say in terms of protecting your emotional wellness, the first thing that you need to do is sort of what I had talked a little bit about, which is just taking some time to self-reflect, right? Now that we're sort of all, in this space where we're trying to stay indoors and stay safe and, really limit travel and exposure, it may give you some extra time just to really sit, think, and reflect. So you want to start to really self-reflect on what's going through your mind, right? How are you reacting to what's going on? What are the emotions that are sort of bubbling up in you right now? And how are you reacting to those emotions? And just look at it and evaluate it and see whether or not you are really making the right decisions, and or if you're using those emotions to make decisions. Because this can be a time where you can start to pivot and shift and do things a little differently. So the first thing is really just to be self-aware. The second thing that we can do during this time is to make sure that you're expressing how you feel, right? That you're not just keeping it bottled up inside. So that you're expressing how you feel. And that could be with someone who is close to you. It could be with your, significant other or other family members. It could be with colleagues. But just making sure that you're expressing how you're feeling so that, again, you're not keeping it bottled up inside and just sort of building upon that fear and anxiety. So make sure that you are expressing how you feel. The third thing we could do is to make sure that you stay connected, right? So although, we really can't be in large gatherings, or situations where we might be, in a place where there are lots of people, we can still stay connected. So we can stay connected, by phone, by text, by calling, but just make sure that you stay connected to loved ones, stay connected to, friends and family, so that you get that sense of community and other people who are helping you through this time. The fourth thing to do is to manage your stress. So again, this time, the times that we're going through now sometimes can really, really wreak havoc on our emotions and cause us to really just build up a lot of stress and anxiety. So make sure that you're managing your stress level. And you can do that by, meditation. You can do that by deep breathing, whatever it is that really just gives you a sense of calm. Exercise is also a great way to reduce your stress. And you don't have to go to a gym to exercise. You can do it in the comforts of your home. Or you can get out and you can just walk. Just go for a nice walk, especially if it's a nice day. Today I actually went for a walk and it was the best thing I could have done. I feel great. It was nice to just get out and get some fresh air. The weather was great. And I also get my exercise in. So it was really good to do that. So, just get out and take a walk. You can go by yourself or you could just bring your kids along, make it a family event. You can do that as well. The next thing that you could do is to make sure that you are just remaining positive, right? Having a positive attitude is so important during this time because of all of the negative things sometimes, that we're hearing. Obviously, every day you turn on the news, there's some, negative information that's being shared. Unfortunately, it's part of what we have to go through over the next couple of weeks or days. But remaining positive is really, really important to helping us to get through this time. Knowing that things are being done, knowing that there are precautions that you can take, knowing that there are facts out there that will help you to get through this time, and just remaining positive and optimistic about the outcome. So I wanted to just come on today. Hi, Dr. Jaquel. Thanks for joining, and talk about how do you protect your emotional well-being during these challenging times. I hope that the information was helpful. And I wanted to just end by saying there are, a lot of reputable resources for you to use and for you to go to get information regarding the coronavirus. And I would just implore you to use those sites and use that information. And don't rely on what someone else is telling you or on something you're seeing on, Facebook from a person who's not, I would say, an expert in that. Giving you that information. So the CDC, cdc.gov, has a website that you can go to and you can get, updates on the coronavirus. There's also, a lot of physicians are doing some great work around giving information about the coronavirus. So make sure you're getting information from, reputable physicians. I'm going to share on my page, as well as my personal page, some links to some articles that I think are excellent that gives you information about the coronavirus. It also gives you information about the epidemiology of it, so you can really understand why we take the measures that we're taking, so that you can stay informed. You can stay informed, make sure your family's informed, and make sure that you're following the proper protocols. So some of the things that are shared are, which I'm going to just say, because I think the more that we say it, the more people will start to do it, right? So it's wash your hands for 20 seconds with soap and water. If you don't have soap and water, it's also okay to use hand sanitizer that has at least 60% alcohol. One of the articles I'm going to share actually will give you, because I know hand sanitizer is flying off the shelf, so it gives you a recipe of sorts that you can make your own at home. So I'm going to share that with you. So in case you don't have any, you want to just make some, so that you can have it, that you'll be able to do that as well. So washing your hands, making sure that if you're coughing and sneezing, you're doing it inside of a tissue, then disposing that tissue, and or you're doing it in the crease of your elbow, like this. Right? We tell our children that all the time. So that's the way that you cough. You don't cough out into the open because the respiratory droplets, are infectious, but you want to cough into the tissue or into the crease of your elbow. You want to make sure that, in your home, that you're just making sure that your surfaces are clean. Again, just using products that fight the coronavirus. It'll say right on the Lysol can or on, the wipes as well, whether they fight the coronavirus. The link, the CDC link, also gives you other things that you can use, household things that you can use to clean, your surfaces as well. You obviously want to stay away from really large gatherings. You want to stay away from people who are sick. If you're sick, you want to stay home. Please stay home. Don't infect other people. If you're sick, stay home. Contact your physician, obviously, if you're having symptoms. There's a triage of sort that they'll go through with you to see if you should be tested or not. Stay indoors, obviously, again, if you're sick. And just follow those measures, so that we can all stay safe, because it's really not about you per se as an individual. It's really about protecting your community and protecting, us as a whole, to make sure that we really get control of what's going on. So that's my little tidbit about the coronavirus. But I really wanted to come on to talk about making sure that we're staying emotionally well during this time. There are a lot of us who might be susceptible, to the emotional aspect, basically, of what's going on. So make sure you check in on those family members who might be at risk, for that sort of thing happening. So if you know that you have family members or friends or who suffer from depression or anxiety or anything like that, sometimes things like these can heighten those symptoms. So you want to make sure that you check in on them as well. Okay, so thanks for watching. Hi, Lori, thanks for watching. I'm so glad you thought it was helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Cordelia, for saying thanks for doing this. Thank you. So again, Dr. Lisa Herbert, a board-certified family physician, author, speaker, and executive leadership coach. And I wanted to just come on today again just to make sure that we are protecting our emotional well-being during this pandemic and share some information with you. And again, make sure you just go to those reputable sites to get more updates about what's happening. But please protect your emotional well-being, okay? So take care. Have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. Take care. Bye.